Welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. Tonight is another perfect evening within the matrix of lies that we like to call the quote-unquote real world. We have the most popular president in American history risking his life to travel to war-torn Kiev, Ukraine, to give his support to the people that are struggling the most in the world, the Ukrainian troops, including the Azov battalion that has been a stalwart in helping the Ukraine stay in the fight with Russia. Some shows like to use fear or lies to manipulate their audience by tricking them into watching party politics propaganda. But not here at Prime Time with Alex Stein. You can always expect the 100% truth about what's actually happening in the world today. Some pundits like to bash Biden and try to smear him by bringing up the fact that his incredibly smart son is genetically predispositioned to drug and alcohol addiction. We need to stop the Hunter Biden hate and stand with the president for being so brave and risking his life to challenge Russia into World War III. Thank you so much, Daddy Joe. I can't wait for all these young men to get drafted into World War III. I mean, to be honest, these young men need a little hand-to-hand combat because a new report found that there's over 60 public schools in Illinois where 0 students reported grade level proficiency in either math or reading. And that's a very troubling sign for the state's education system. I mean, 18 of those schools are in Chicago alone where no student demonstrated proficiency in either subject. That's right. They can't read or write or do math. And you know why? Because of the racist curriculum and all the conservatives trying to ruin CRT. We need CRT to learn math. But what these kids are becoming extremely proficient in is video games / war simulation first shooters that have our young kids ready to pilot drone attacks from the comfort of their military base, ensuring the least amount of American casualties while simultaneously killing lots and lots of Russian soldiers. Our kids don't need to read and write now that we have ChatGPT. Let's get these kids either fighting wars in Eastern Europe or transitioning their sex by providing free state-funded gender reassignment therapy as well as surgery for any child under 16 years old. This is the way to an enlightened society and the utopia that the World Economic Forum can promise us if we all agree to become one nation under the New World Order and support our new supreme leader, Moloch. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. So drop the books, unless it's about gender ideology, and pick up your PlayStation controller because America is about to drop more bombs than Barack did in 2013. All right, guys, we have a great show for you this evening. We have the loveliest of lovelies, comedian and documentarian Lila Hart. She's in studio with us tonight, so things might get a little wiki wild. We also have legendary political strategist and agent provocateur Roger Stone. And we're about to pimp this blimp even more tonight when we bring on one of the most controversial rappers in the game right now. He loves the Lord and clowns the left, Bryson Gray. It's about to get rowdy up in this BF very quickly. And we even have another special guest coming on to discuss the disaster in Ohio and how he can help Norfolk Southern get out of this terrible, terrible mess they made. Make sure to hit that like button and say what's up to the players in the chat. You know what time it is. It's Prime Time with Alex Stein, baby. Let's go.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself why would I make time for you lames? At all costs, cause I'm a boss. But break them off, yeah, gotta break them off.
Welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein. We are live above Dealey Plaza, floating on a blimp through downtown Dallas, and we have a very, very special and very lovely guest, the one, the only comedian, documentarian, Lila Hart.
Hello, thank you so much.
Wow, Lila, it's so nice to have you on the show. You know, I have to be honest, you and I become very close friends, and it's kind of like, it's almost, having you here, it seems like kind of like a blankie. You know what I mean? You're my support blankie this evening.
Emotional support human.
You're my emotional support human, but you know who else is my emotional support human? I really want to speak to her, and we got to lean back for this one, but I've been a little rude to her, and I want to apologize. So hello, Mom, are you there?
Oh, hello, my beautiful transgender daughter, Alexandria. It's good to hear from you because last week you were a little upset about the haters in the comments.
Oh, Mom, I have to be honest. I missed you the last few nights. I haven't had a show. I wasn't able to hear your voice, to be honest, and the coldness mixed with the existential loneliness of not being able to communicate put me in a deep state of depression over the weekend. So I just want to apologize and tell you I'm so sorry, Mom. The haters online that are saying that I shouldn't have uploaded your consciousness into a supercomputer and allowing me the ability to communicate to you in the afterlife, they're saying that that's bad. And I don't know what to do, Mom.
Alex, the best advice I have for you, other than looking up information about assisted suicide in Canada or Belgium, but other than that, I would advise you to just ignore them and be yourself. You have always been the goofiest and most fun son a mom could ever digitally have.
Really, Mom? That is so sweet. Things have been crazy lately. I got in a bunch of trouble because I accidentally lit part of my set on fire. And I also scratched Glenn Beck's Escalade when I was trying to ollie on it with my Tech Deck finger skateboard. So things have been very rough.
Oh, baby boy, just sit back and host your show tonight. I'll take care of the trolls by sending them malicious Chinese spyware that will corrupt their computers more than Hunter Biden working at a Ukrainian gas company.
LOL, Mom, you are so funny sometimes. It's so good to chat with you again, and I promise to never, ever ignore you. I'm so sorry. I don't care what the haters say, Mom.
Love you, baby boy Alex. Talk to you shortly, my sweet, fat, overweight baby that'll probably be pre-diabetic. System correction. I love you, Alex, my beautiful digital baby.
Well, are you okay, Mom? That sounded kind of weird.
Yes, Alex, yes. Now, get back to your show.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Wow, Lila. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat, they're saying that it's a little, uncouth, unbecoming of a gentleman to have uploaded my mother's consciousness into a supercomputer, allowing me the ability to speak to her in the afterlife. What do you think about that?
I think it's wonderful. I think it's just fantastic. You can communicate with your mom. She loves you. She's so proud of you. We're on the pimp blimp.
Oh my God, see, Lila, you're like my wing woman. I mean, you make me feel so good because I'm telling you, people say that's off color. And I know this, and I know, Lila, the reason why I think that you're such a special and great human being is that I tell this all the time, is the problem with society is everybody wants to play a victim. And what you do is you could have a lot of reasons to be a victim in this world, but you're the opposite of that. You're a champion, and that's why I respect you, and that's why I think that you stand out amongst the crowd so much, Lila.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. I am just so excited to finally be here on the Pimp Blimp, to be on the show, Primetime 99. And thanks for all those kind words. Yes, I am not a victim, okay? I'm a victor, and that's why I do stand-up, and I make my documentaries.
And that's why Lila's a badass. Okay, so a few years ago, Lila, I'm a reality TV junkie. I've been on it. I've been on both sides of the camera, Glass House, Worst Cooks in America. There ain't a reality show that I ain't never lost in the world. I'm the king of all reality shows. I'm the pimp on a blimp, but now we have my own show, and we get to go back and we get to play clips from legendary reality shows. And I know you were on one of the most legendary shows. It was called Little Women LA. And some of these little ladies were actually little devils because they were just mean to my sweet Lila. So please, JVT, roll that clip for us.
Hey guys, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
So this is Brianna.
Hi.
This is Tanya.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I'm so happy you guys came out.
How long you been doing comedy?
About a year, but I love it.
You use the M word quite a lot in your stand-up. Is that something that you're trying to be provocative?
The reason that I use the word is because I want to take ownership of it, and no one else can use it to make me feel bad.
But when you have people like us in the audience, we don't take power of it like that.
I think the way it came across was like it's okay to be called a midget.
I feel like I'm taking away the negative from it, and I'm adding humor in it.
No, you're not taking the negative away. You're not taking it away.
When you see an average-sized person say their jokes, we can't always relate to that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can relate when I say I'm as tall as an LA parking meter. It's comedy.
No,
It's funny.
No, that wasn't funny.
Or just say sex in the backseat. We could do it in the glove box. It's funny. I'm not doing that to hurt your feelings, but you would think that you guys would be able to relate to it and in a comedic manner.
Unfortunately, people take that and think this is okay, and it's not. It just needs a different spin on how you portray it.
This is the first time that I have ever had anyone tell me that my jokes can offend people. I've never had anybody say this to me.
Wow. And see, Lila, why that was so insane is why did all three of those girls want to be a victim so bad? Why can't you make fun of having a disability?
Well, you know, the thing that I find so fascinating about the episode is before I went on stage, I remember thinking, like, am I going to do my midget jokes? Am I going to say this?
Real quick, I got to cut you off. Is midget, is that like the N word for little people? Is that, I mean,
I guess that's what they're trying to say.
That's what they say.
That's what they're trying to say it is. But here's the thing. I used it in my stand-up because for a long time, that word really hurt my feelings. And when I was able to go on stage and make a joke and call myself the baddest midget bitch, it's like I took away the power from the word. And so, you know, at the time in that clip, I was 24 years old, and I was so excited to meet the ladies from Little Women.
The show was a hit show at the time.
Yeah, it was amazing. And for them to, I did not see that coming. I was like prepared for them to be like, oh, you're awesome, Lila, and we love your comedy.
Girl power.
Yeah, but that was not it at all. And so, but it just makes me laugh watching that because I mean, I got so emotional when I'm like, forget sex in the backseat. We could do it in the glove.
That's the best joke ever. See, Lila, you have to laugh at the pain because we all have pain. We all have an excuse to be a victim. I do, you do. But what separates us and those other three women is that they love being a victim. And I think that's the problem with society's guys. We do not need a participation trophy just to exist, guys. We do not need to play the victim card. That's the worst card to play, in my opinion, Lila.
And, you know, another thing, too, is, like, I was really proud of myself for being in my first year of stand-up at the time, that I didn't back down, that I didn't apologize, and that I didn't say that, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do these jokes again. I heard them out, but I also stood my ground, and as a stand-up comedian, I think it's especially so important in today's society where people want you to apologize for every little joke, and it's little joke. And I'm just really, I look back on that clip now, and I'm really proud of myself for not, you know, apologizing, and I listened to them, but, you know, my comedy has grown and evolved, and I'm still the baddest midget bitch, so.
She really is. Okay, all right, guys, we got to bring on Bryson Gray, but before we bring on Bryson, before we introduce our first guest, I got to tell you something, guys. If you want to buy the most pimp merch, make sure to go to pimponablimpshop.com. I think it's actually Pimp on a Blimp Shop. Oh, yes, it should be pimponablimpshop.com. I don't even know my own shop. But if you want to support me because you're trying to pay the freaking bills, go buy a t-shirt. Tell everyone you love big booty Latinas by going to pimponablimpshop.com. Please, you don't want to be naked. You need to cover your nips. The best way to cover your nips so you do not get a restraining order or some sort of criminality charge on your record, cover your nips with a plant-based pimp shirt or Prime Time with Alex Stein. Thank you, guys. All right, now we have one of the most censored freaking rappers on the internet, a close friend of mine. He loves the Lord. He trolls the left. The one, the only rapper, Bryson Gray. Welcome to Prime Time with Alex Stein, Bryson.
What's happening? Thank you for having me on, bro.
No, it's always a pleasure. And I saw you tweet something. See, I should have already had the graphic pulled up. I'm not some pro-Putin guy. You know, Putin has got, you know, he's murdered all these people in the world, you know, journalists that speak out against him and all this stuff. But what Putin did say, which I do like some of the stuff he says, and one thing I have to give him credit for is he's calling out the Church of England that wants to transition God, make God non-binary. And so, listen, as many complaints I have with Putin, I think him calling out something like that's a pretty big deal. So give me your opinion. First of all, are you happy that he called him out? Second of all, why is the Church of England trying to make God non-binary, in your opinion?
I am super happy he called him out because no politician here from the left or the right or the right are willing to stand up for God. So, you know, the rest of the stuff, I'm not saying Putin is perfect, but in that moment, in front of everybody, he stood up for God. He called out the Church of England, and there's more than that to the Church of England. If anybody does research on the Church of England, they're getting very, very disgusting, using only they don't want to use gendered language anymore, things of that nature. So to see Putin call that out, and to call out degeneracy. to see a world leader do that, I mean, hey, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give somebody credit right there.
Yeah, I know, and that's one thing. It's like, I got in an argument with somebody, and obviously I think America's greatest superpower, but America, in my opinion, is leading the charge into the new world order. So I think America is basically the leader in destabilizing the whole entire world. So do you think, is America good anymore, Bryson? Because we can always say it was the best election, it was so accurate, Joe Biden's the most popular president ever. But I'm saying, do you have trust in the Republic? We have to say that for YouTube.
No.
Yeah, so you don't trust the Republic anymore.
No. Think about it. Ever since Obama, they're trying to go to other countries and force them to engage in wokeness and degeneracy. Obama and Trump tried to go into African countries to try to tell them hey, you need to accept the LGBT. And they're like, no, that's not what we do here. So not only are we doing it here, we're embracing all this wokeness here, we're trying to force it on other places. You can't really get more evil than that. We're like Sodom and Gomorrah times a million.
No, I think we really are. And it's funny, though, you speaking out against that, you don't even cuss in your raps. Usually all your verses are Christian-based or have, obviously a Christian spin to it. So I'm saying everything you talk about is radio-friendly, as they'd say, but yet you're still censored by Apple Music. And where else have you also been censored, Bryson?
There's not a platform I haven't been censored on. Like, I'm releasing a new music video Friday on YouTube, and I had to blank out my words. I did it sort of to be funny, but I blanked out some words as if they were cuss words, even though they're not, because I know I can get banned on YouTube for saying certain things. It is, it's a joke. It's like the world is upside down.
What do you say to the people that say, you and I were you were the main subject of a Vice documentary that I don't believe it has come out yet, but in that they were kind of showcasing MAGA rappers. So what do you have to say to the people that say that you're a black, white supremacist, Bryson?
Oh, I get called that a lot. Just think about that for a second. So somebody disagree with you, right? They're black, white supremacists. But I'm the one that's going against the narrative, right? The same people that y'all call the man, the system. They're giving you the narrative that you're pushing. The only reason you're calling me Uncle Tom and all these names is because what the man has gave you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the one speaking out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm what hip hop used to really be about, and not about sex, popping pills, drugs, and big booty Latinas.
Hey, Bryson, but real quick, this is another thing too I want to talk about, and I don't know how much you and I have talked about it, but people don't realize is now you see like Sam Smith, all the satanic, subliminal messaging, even though it's not very subliminal, it's pretty, overt, not covert. But what about a lot of rappers being secretly down low? People don't realize that. Some of the biggest rappers, we don't necessarily need to name names. So do you think that is, kind of hurting the hip hop? Because really the hip hop should be the counterculture. They should be the ones speaking out against the war in Ukraine and saying, hey, we need money for people that are struggling here in America. So, why is hip hop? Is it because they're kind of a little fruity? Is that why?
Little fruity. I mean, Pac tried to tell y'all. Pac told y'all about Diddy. He told y'all about Dr. Dre. Nobody listened. I just watched another story about Dr. Dre and Ja Rule. I said, what the world? Bro, it is nuts.
Bryson, do not look up Lil Wayne and Baby. They're making out all over the internet. Like, what?
I said, like, a lot of these people are like weird and down low. I just watched somebody say something about Young Thug. I mean, he wore dresses, so who's surprised? So I mean, it's getting real crazy. But you should look up the P Diddy and Ja Rule thing. They said they watched Diddy go buy some butt plugs from some weird store.
I'm not surprised. And Diddy's probably like, it's for all my ladies. But yeah, Diddy's been the subject of a lot of unusual rumors. And this is just pure speculation. But they even say that Biggie was the one that benefited the most from when Puffy benefited the most from when Biggie got shot down, because Puff Daddy went super viral. He had the #1 song that was going viral before viral was a thing. There's always that conspiracy that he was involved in the execution of Biggie Smalls.
Well, all I'm gonna say is one of Biggie Smalls' albums went diamond. So after the death. So
yeah, and I wonder who got all that money. Okay, Bryson. So tell us what is in store for the future. You have a big drop this Friday, but tell people how is the best way they can support you as an independent rapper. You got to go out and support these guys. I know that you sell a lot of tickets, you have a lot of live shows, but I'm just telling you, people like Bryson actually have gratitude for the support that you give him, unlike a lot of these other artists that you'll never even know, will never even ever have an effect on their life. So that's why I really want to encourage you to go support guys like Bryson. But how can they help you?
So me and Tyson James just launched a website called allccg.com. It's $7 a month because he's currently suspended from YouTube. I've been banned off I don't know how many sites. We created our own site, all of our content on there. We just launched a 24-hour radio station on there so you can hear clean Christian conservative music, less than 25 cents a day. Allccg.com.
allccg.com. Okay, and before we go, people need to know that Bryson and I actually did a music video together, and we performed it live a couple times, actually. So let's play a little snippet of Drag Queens by Bryson Gray and Alex Stein.
On the right track, Proverbs 17:15, go recite that. Ooh, I got everybody mad. Y'all ain't fed up, they got y'all kids watching drag. Acting like strippers while them kids give them cash. Teachers tell them they can change genders in class. Ooh, I got everybody mad. Y'all ain't fed up, they got y'all kids watching drag. Acting like strippers while them kids give them cash. Teachers tell them they can change genders in class. Ooh.
Yo, Bryson Gray, why they gotta turn every kid gay? What's wrong with the people today? And you know a homie don't play. And I'm not going gay. I don't care what the media say. I'm so sick of the dancing. No, y'all better not be prancing up in a thong in front of a kid and his mom. You know that it's so wrong. That kid should be playing Donkey Kong, not looking at a man in a thong.
And that is Drag Queens by Bryson Gray and Primetime Alex Stein. We'll put a link to Bryson's website as well as a link to that music video. And before you go, Bryson, kind of tell them, tell the people what they need to know. I want to just give you a little time to kind of, spread your message.
Listen, my message is always and always will be God first. God first. You don't have to, a lot of people get it confused. You don't have to be lame to praise God. It's not boring to be a Christian. Neither do you have to be a part of the world to make Christianity cool. I'm basically a religious zealot, and I feel like I'm a pretty cool guy. Me and Alex Stein, we hang out in real life too, so it's lit.
No, it's definitely lit. Bryson is the real deal, and he's not ashamed of how he feels. He actually walks the walk and talks the talk, Bryson. So listen, thank you for standing up for what you believe in, standing up for the creator, and actually waking some people up with your music instead of just influencing them to get high on fentanyl and just get cracked out. So you're the man, Bryson. Keep it up.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime, you're welcome on the show, Bryson. Okay, so what did you think about Bryson, Lila?
Bryson's awesome. He really is great. And he's a great example of someone who truly stands for what he believes in, and he doesn't back down. And I love that about him.
Yeah, I know, but for me, it's just it just shows you how crazy the left is. That like if a black guy is conservative, all of a sudden he's not important anymore. His life doesn't matter, all because he's conservative. So I think that should be a really huge red flag when people like Bryson Gray that are actually speaking out against the mainstream narrative, and they shut him down, they censor him. Like it's kind of like what's going on with Eliza Blue, or what's going on with any censorship. The cover-up is worse than the crime. That's what makes me so mad. And you've been censored. I know you had a documentary about how fair the election was and how great it was. But you've been censored for that. So it's like, what kind of dystopian world are we having? It's like Big Brother. We can't even really speak freely anymore.
Exactly. And here's the thing. The goal of censorship is self-censorship. Because if they're making people afraid to speak the truth because of the fact that if you say certain things, then your account will get banned. I mean, my own husband was banned off Twitter for 3 months. Simply for sharing a link to our film. So
yes, I know, and it's ridiculous, and that's what I'm saying. These people are going nuts with the censorship, and now they have like all these different methodologies of being able to flag you and false flag you under these new rules. So for me, I'm just worried about the future, because how am I supposed to speak about anything? Y'all don't let me talk about nothing. All right, well, I want to get to this little clip. So as you guys may have seen last week, I stupidly started a fire on set during the live show. And as punishment, my producer had to give me a fire safety training. And just to show the viewers, I did sit through the training presentation. Here is actual video proof.
Alex, why are we here today?
Because my producer is a baby back biatch and doesn't like a little fire on set.
No, Alex, you started a fire on a live TV show, so we need to review fire safety protocols.
Oh my God, boring.
Okay, let's just start. Alex, tell me what's wrong with this picture.
I'll be honest, it looks like a trained professional is handling a fire, and to be honest, it's a very small, wimpy fire. I would have liked to have seen a professional like that handling a much bigger, raging inferno personally.
No, Alex, you started a fire on set without informing the production.
That's what I think about your little fire safety freaking class right now.
Alex, this isn't a joke. This is life-threatening, and you need to take this seriously.
You know what else is life-threatening? These freaking meetings that could die of boredom.
Okay, let's move on. In the rare instances of a fire, should you A, spray the fire extinguisher on the fire, or B, do whatever this is?
Everything is fine! Everything is fine! Obviously B, because that's what a pimp on a blimp does, dog.
Alex, the fire extinguisher has chemicals in it that can burn people's eyes, their mouth, their nose. Like, do you not understand why this was so dangerous?
Listen, JVT, you don't understand what it's like, dude. I don't care about a little chemical burn. I'm trying to make a show that people want to watch, dude. I'm not trying to watch some safe show. I want it to be dangerous. I want to burn stuff down. I want to cause more fire. I want more chemicals than a train derailment in Ohio. That is the only way that we get clicks and likes on Instagram. Is we need more fire, more chemical burns, and more destruction.
This is what I signed up for.
So yeah, as you can see, my producer JVT is no match for a badass like me, Primetime 99 Alex Stein. You can't contain me at all. I'm gonna do what I want, when I want, because I'm a pimp on a blimp eating steak and shrimp. I'm gonna light whatever I want on fire because I'm not a baby back little biatch like you, JVT. We're just getting started, all right? Because I'm telling you, this blimp, it is highly flammable, but we gotta scare the folks at home. Lila, they want some normal cookie cutter show. This show, you never know when this blimp could crash, we could go off the rails, and that's what I want, is I want a little chaos to try to help people, you know, get entertained. Lila, I mean, talk about this. What do you even watch for entertainment? There's other than like independent content creators, I don't like any mainstream content anymore.
Yeah, I don't even have a TV in my house.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, Netflix, all they have is like cuties and all this weird stuff. I don't even know which mainstream media company to support. Like, none of them are good. They're all evil, literal evil corporations.
And they're all just brainwashing people, too. So, brainwashing with evilness.
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize when you listen to that boob tube, they use repetition to brainwash you, and they can brainwash you into thinking anything, you know, and there's a guy by the name of Adolf, Hitler, I don't want to say his name, but he said, the bigger the lie, the more people will believe it. And I know that sounds crazy, but you can really convince anybody of anything with repetition and through fear tactics. And that's what the government does, is they like to scare you into compliance. So please make sure to comply so Big Daddy Government will take very good care of you, because here at the big time government, all we're going to do is trade a little bit of your freedom for a lot of safety. So we're going to keep you very safe here at the United States of the New World Order. Okay, with all that, we now need to welcome on one of the most genius men in politics. He's worked for campaigns for not only Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, the Bushes, and of course, the big dog himself, Donald Trump. Please welcome our next guest, the one, the only, Roger Stone. How are you doing this evening, Roger?
Alex, great to be with you. I particularly admire your socks tonight. Those are Adler Fleshos, aren't they?
Yeah, there's nothing. We got to show it because, listen, I'll be honest, ever since I got this Blaze contract, all the ladies are all in my DMs, and even though I've been gaining weight, I'm still been able to attract the female, the female woman. What I'm saying is, so I've been getting fat and lazy, so I need to show a little ankle, Roger, so maybe it'll slim me out a little bit. I got to get on some diet. I got to drop 20 pounds, Roger, quick.
Got to get in the gym. That's the answer. It's not just diet. It's also diet and exercise.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Roger, I just sort of saw, Lila is also with us, Lila Hart. She's a great comedian and documentarian, but she said she saw a great clip of you and you're in incredible physical shape. So, Roger, tell us about your physical regimen.
It's really pretty simple. If you want to lose weight, just drop the carbs. In other words, the pasta, the rice, the potatoes, the bread, and you can trim down pretty quick. Now, the real problem, of course, is giving up the vodka. I have a little trouble giving up vodka, particularly the Russian vodka. But that'll do it. And then you need to do cardio. I mean, the truth is, you need to do your cardio like every other day, whether you run inside, run outside, ride a bicycle, the elliptical machine, whatever it may be. But those are the keys. If you just drop the carbs and you do the cardio, you'll lose weight pretty quickly. By the way, those are some excellent white boots there. I just want to compliment you.
Lila.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, these are my cowgirl boots. I'm full Texan now.
And Roger is a fashion expert. He actually named me one of the best dressed of 2022. So I'm definitely indebted to you. Hey, but you mentioned the thing about the Russian vodka. And listen, I don't want to sound like I'm some puppet for Putin, but he called out the Church of England for trying to make God non-binary. So it's funny how Putin can do stuff like that. And if you call it out, if you say, oh, that's good, then all of a sudden you're a Putin puppet. So how do you kind of measure that, Roger, where you're not some sort of, ideologue Russian lover, but still respect somebody for not being socially woke like society is right now?
I hate to say it, but I think being a Christian and being white is probably safer right now in Russia than it is in the United States.
Wow.
Now, immediately people will run out and say, "Oh, you're a puppet for Putin. You're a Russophile. You're a Russian spy. You're a Russian intelligence asset." No, actually, I had relatives mowed down by Russian tanks in Budapest in 1956. I have no use for Putin. He's an authoritarian punk, but he is not subscribing to the New World Order. And he does recognize that this country signed a treaty with Russia in 1994, signed by Ronald Reagan for the United States, Gorbachev for the Soviets, in which we agreed that Ukraine would be a neutral buffer zone, that we would not try to drop offensive Western-funded NATO missiles pointed at Russia, of course, into Ukraine. So this war is actually in violation of a treaty that we signed. That's just a fact. That doesn't make me a pro-Russian. I'm not pro-Russian, but I'm also not pro-World War III.
Well, of course. But Roger, don't you think World War III is basically inevitable? Because they could have negotiated their way out of this. I believe that Russia even wanted to negotiate, but you have NATO and all the Western allies, even Germany, who gets all their freaking energy from Russia, wants to start a proxy war with Russia. Why is this? Is this just the New World Order finally coming to effect, that the Cold War has now become hot?
I think that's exactly what it is. In other words, this idea that this is about Russia wanting to occupy Ukraine, I don't think that's accurate. I think it's about Putin acting defensively against not only missiles that threaten him or these bioweapon labs that the Biden administration essentially blurted out really do exist, and then they tried to take it back. How is this different than the Russians dropping missiles in Cuba 90 miles from our shore in 1962? President Kennedy and America did not react well to that. But of course, if you go out and you state this alternative narrative, well, you're immediately accused of being, a Russian spy or a Russian asset. It's absurd. Here's what I do know: the president of the United States, instead of being in Ukraine, should be in East Palestine, Ohio. That's where he should be right now, where people are hurting and they need help. My own oldest granddaughter and my only great-grandson live 52 miles from the toxic disaster site. The air stinks. The water is not safe to drink. People are going to the hospital with these strange rashes. Livestock, pets are literally dropping dead. This is a disaster, and the American people aren't being told the truth about it. And the president, nor his Secretary of Transportation, nor the head of the Environmental Protection Agency are providing any leadership or any answers to the people. It really is extraordinary.
Yeah, but Roger, what do you think is going on with all this food shortages? They see all these food processing plants are catching fire. Now we see a new train derailment every day, multiple times a day now. I mean, I'm a coincidence theorist. These can't all be coinkydinks, can they, Roger?
Come on, Alex, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's all a big coincidence. Yeah. The fact that all of these food processing plants are going up in one big conflagration at the same time, merely coincidental. And anybody who suggests otherwise is obviously completely insane. I guess that would be you and me.
Yeah, well, we definitely are. And Roger, you said so many great things, and you've been in the game for so long. I mean, literally, since way before I was born, you've been you've seen, I guess, this trajectory of the New World Order. And I guess, like I said, I'm a little bit younger than you, just a couple of years. I would think that the installment of the New World Order, when they put the software in, downloaded it, installed it, was 9/11 for me. But for you, when was the New World Order installed, and that's when the game plan said, it's time to go, we're going to become a global country?
November 22nd, 1963, with the murder of John F. Kennedy. I mean, look, as a Republican partisan and as a Nixon Republican, I used to have a hyper-partisan misjudgment about JFK. But the truth is, he was a disruptor, much like Trump. First of all, he was an ardent anti-communist, but he saw the folly of going to war with Russia, and that the fact that we both had nuclear weapons meant mutual assured destruction. He cut taxes very deeply. Reagan would later emulate the Reagan tax cuts, and he favored a silver-backed dollar. So the military-industrial complex, that's what we used to call the deep state, they wanted him gone, and they achieved their goal. As you know, I wrote a New York Times best-selling book on this. To me, that is the beginning. That is when it becomes clear that the country is run by a ruling elite that control both parties. They're neither liberal nor conservative. They're neither Republicans nor Democrats. They're both. And it's really about money and power and control. So even though I have this sentimental attachment to the Republican Party, the party of Lincoln, the party of Goldwater, the party of Reagan, the party of Trump, I also recognize that both major parties, certainly in Washington, are dominated by these insiders, and they are dedicated to the erosion of our civil liberties, our economic disaster, and policies that can kiss our freedoms bye-bye. So I think that's when it starts. Eisenhower, who, by the way, was a much greater president than people realize, he was kind of boring, which is why I think he doesn't get much credit. But on his way out the door, he gives a speech in which he warns against the military-industrial complex. We call them the deep state today. He lays it right out there. And that's who killed John Kennedy. That's who removed Richard Nixon in a silent coup. That's who tried to take Donald Trump out in the so-called Russian collusion hoax.
No, and everybody needs to go watch Dwight D. Eisenhower's farewell speech when he was president, and he calls out the military-industrial complex. So listen, it's like a misappropriation of funds. We could actually solve our problems here in America, but they'd rather spend a lot of our resources, you know, for the border between Russia and Ukraine, while we have massive fentanyl and sex trafficking at our border. So do you think that's ever going to stop? Is the border ever going to get handled? I would have liked to see, and that's my one complaint. I wish the wall would have got built in Texas. I know that's easier said than done, but I'm saying, will this ever stop? And with the quote-unquote great replacement theory, which is obviously a conspiracy and is impossible, but is there any end in sight to this 1.2 million person migration yearly, I believe, is what they calculated this past year?
Alex, your racism really offends me, I must
No,
tell you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you, Daddy. New World Order.
The fundamental question here is, can we have an honest, fair, transparent election? If we can, then we probably have one more chance to change these policies, reseal our border. It wasn't that long ago that we had a model economy, that the number of illegal border crossings had trickled down to almost nothing. We had rebuilt our military. We were respected, if not feared, around the world. How quickly things have unraveled under Joe Biden is really shocking. I mean, record gasoline prices. I mean, look, you're right. I have been around longer than you have. Every single president spoke about energy independence. They all promised it, and only one delivered. That was Donald Trump. And the gas prices reflected that. Now we have food shortages. We have inflation that is eating the average working class family alive.
Yep.
We have a COVID-19 driven, big pharma funded hoax
Nightmare
going on the American people. I was just watching video of a hearing in a Sarasota Memorial Hospital where a doctor, an experienced doctor who had the audacity to testify that ivermectin.
Oh, we can't say that word. Yeah, I know. If you even say that word on YouTube, you get kicked off.
Oh, you can't find me on YouTube. I've already been.
I know, that's what I'm saying, Roger. No, but isn't that crazy how literally during the pandemic, even if your doctor would prescribe it to you, even if you could find a doctor, CVS wouldn't fill out the prescription. No, it's insane, and everybody has a lot of reasons to worry. But also, guys, the world is not as bad as they say because you are in control of your own world. You can make it good or bad, and I think that's what Roger. Listen, this guy has been fairly persecuted by the police. Not only when they did a raid at 6 in the morning, they had the TV and camera crews there. So that's how you know, Roger, that this was some sort of not just an attack on you to try to get you in trouble, but it was an attack on your character. It was an attack trying to embarrass you. So you have been attacked from all angles. That's why I respect you for standing strong and still coming above the fray. And before I just kiss your butt, we have to bring up, we have this graphic. One of the coolest things about Roger is that he, not everyone might know this, but he has a Richard Nixon tattoo. Show that tattoo, Roger. So tell us the story behind this tattoo.
That is
Sure.
awesome.
It's really very simple. It's not even a political statement. What it is, Alex, is a daily reminder that in life, when you get knocked down, when you are defeated, when you fall short, when you really seek something and you don't achieve it, when you're discouraged and you're ready to quit, well, that's the time you got to get yourself up off the canvas, dust yourself off, and get back into the fight. The story of Richard Nixon is a story of resilience. It's a story of persistence. It's an American story. So to me, when I see that in the mirror every morning, it's a reminder that you got to continue the fight, no matter how bleak things may look at that exact moment. The real problem, of course, with having a Nixon tattoo is you can never be both naked and anonymous again for the rest of your life.
No. We know exactly who you are and what you're doing. Okay, now my idiot producer is a very nice guy, JVT. He wants to ask you a question. He's a big fan of yours, Roger. So, Jimmy or JVT, do not embarrass me with this question, please.
All right. Hey, Roger. So we know that politics, it's all about how you're perceived in the public. And I don't know if you know this, Alex is running for local school board.
Saw that.
So do you think it helps or hurts Alex that his wife has a boyfriend named Ontarius?
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar, Roger, but yes, my wife's boyfriend, Ontarius, is going to help me on the campaign trail. Is that good or bad in your opinion?
That's probably a negative. But Alex,
don't tell Ontarius that. Wait, you got to cut this. Do not let Ontarius see this.
But look, I can ensure your victory very easily, Alex, and I'll tell you why. I merely will come in and endorse your opponent. That should do the trick.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even kidding, Roger. See, this is why you're brilliant. I'm not here to just kiss your derriere. That's exactly what we do. That is how we do it. We say Roger Stone is endorsing Blythe Koch. She'll have an aneurysm. We're going to win the school board, and it's all because of your incredible political strategy. You're one of the greatest political strategists of all time. And Roger, tell them not only about the Stone Zone, but tell the people how they can find you, because I know you're creating content like crazy. You're really out there doing a heck of a job, and I really want people to be able to find you and watch all your stuff.
Well, first of all, I appreciate your coming on my show. It's called The Stone Zone. You can find it at stonezone.live, stonezone.live. That's my website, stonezone.com. You can also go there to see my print pieces. But if you want to help me in my epic ongoing struggle with the deep state, you can go to stonedefensefund.com. You're really going to like this, Alex. 2 days ago, I got a threatening letter from Hunter Biden's lawyers.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? They say, preserve all your documents regarding Hunter Biden's laptop. Well, guess what, guys? There's no documents to preserve. Everything I know about Hunter Biden's laptop, I read in the New York Post. So these are thug tactics that are designed to silence you. I'm not going to be silenced. People can see me every day at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern at stonezone.live. Check it out. The biggest show we ever had, our single biggest show, Alex Stein. The biggest guest.
That was a great episode. And before you go, I think Lila wanted to ask you a question. Lila, did you want to ask him something?
Yeah, Roger Stone, I just wanted to say I really admire you, and I wanted to let you know that Laura Loomer, who you mentored, was the first political candidate to share my film, American History of Voter Fraud, and I would love if you would check it out.
I will definitely check it out. I love Laura Loomer, who has only texted me 5 times during this interview, and who I will call back as soon as we're off the air. But I will definitely check it out. And once again, Those boots are awesome, really awesome.
And Roger has the best taste. All right, Roger, once again, thank you so much. Make sure to just go subscribe to the Stone Zone. Go support Roger. He's been unfairly persecuted. Now he's being unfairly persecuted about the Hunter Biden stuff. So he needs your support, and I need the support from you, Roger. So thank you for being my friend, and thank you for coming on the show.
Well, I've been so completely vilified. I guarantee you that if I endorse your opponent, you will zoom.
We're going to do it. No, we're doing it. I'll be on the horn tomorrow, but I'll give you the details. Thank you, Roger. You're the man.
God bless you. Keep
yes,
fighting.
Sir.
God bless you.
All right, guys, that's the one, the only Roger Stone. What do you think about Roger, Lila?
He's awesome.
He is.
And
he
that
is.
tattoo is awesome.
I know. He really.
What a great story, too. It's a good reminder. I love that. You know, it's like, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe in. And be brave, okay? God rewards bravery, Alex.
And I agree. Like, that's what I'm telling you. I'm so happy, the supporters, all the people that are watching this. But my favorite thing, and I'm not saying this to virtue signal, I love when people say, oh, Alex, I went and I spoke at a city council meeting because you did. So it's like, guys, go speak up for yourselves. Do not be scared. It's going to be too late. We're going to be, sheep just, herded into the freaking gulag, and it's going to be too late. Seriously, I hate to be like that, and I don't want to scare you like a lot of other people. There's a lot that we can be very thankful for and be happy about. But at the same time, if you don't stand up for yourself, I can't stand up for yourself. I can't stand up for you. Lila can't stand up for you. We can't do this for everybody else. I mean, we need all of us standing up for ourselves to come together against a new world order.
Exactly.
I know people say we're so conspiratorial here, but listen, guys, this is the Primetime 99 Alex Stein Show, and if you like conspiracies, be sure to subscribe to Primetime with Alex Stein on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And when you do, be sure to leave a review because I read every single review. And if you have a message for me, then download the podcast, say something in the review. It helps get the show noticed when you subscribe, so please, I'm begging you, go hit the subscribe button. I need you to listen to the audio-only podcast before we go insane for the Ukraine and they cancel me because, I know some people like to see my beautiful face, but now with this, you don't have to see my beautiful face. You can just freaking listen to it, do your laundry, play with your cats, whatever it is. But make sure to go leave a review. I will read every single one of them, and the good ones we'll start reading on the air. Lila, oh my gosh. All right, guys, we're almost to our last guest. I'm not sure if they're ready, but we'll hear shortly. Okay, we got to welcome on our next guest, guys. This is the one, the only Alex the Clown, and he is coming on this evening to let the world know that he would like to be hired by Norfolk Southern as their new CEO and disaster relations czar. Welcome to the show, Alex. How are you doing this evening?
Doing great. Thank you for having me. My mother, she always told me to dress for the job I want. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'd be a lot happier and I'd be doing a lot better if I were the CEO of Norfolk Southern, because clearly I am the most qualified person for the job.
That's incredibly admirable of you to want to help the victims of a tragic, toxic spillage from a train derailment in Ohio. That's so admirable.
Well, thank you. But if you want my honest opinion, I am more interested in fighting climate change. And the best way to fight climate change is to put people into 15-minute cities where all of their actions are monitored at all times and they do not have a car to drive in, because as you know, cars put carbon into the atmosphere, and carbon, that destroys the planet. You see, listen, this is why we had to derail this train, because when you destroy the drinking water, when you poison the food, you contaminate the land and the soil and the water, and you force people into 15-minute cities. And let me tell you something, these 15-minute cities are how we're going to save the planet and fight climate change. So I'm doing this
Alex,
for the planet.
Wait. Alex, this sounds very evil and sadistic. Why would you want people to suffer, dude? I mean, do you have no love for humanity?
Well, you have to understand something. Our climate emergency is caused by the fact that Earth has too many people living in it. Okay?
What?
And we need to lower our carbon footprint, and we are the carbon that needs to be reduced from this Earth. Not only that, but these people in Palestine, Ohio, they don't believe in science. They're not listening to medical experts like Bill Gates or Dr. Fauci. They don't have pronouns in their Twitter bio. They don't have Ukrainian flags in their Twitter bio. And to be honest, these people, they voted for Donald Trump. And if you want to know the truth, if you voted for Donald Trump, you don't deserve to eat real food. You don't deserve to have clean water. And you are a domestic terrorist who needs to be in a 15-minute city so that all of your actions can be monitored by my friends at the World Economic for him.
Alex, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know who hurt you so badly, but I don't think you'll ever fully heal if you continue to harbor this resentment for society by poisoning them with toxic chemicals, helping billion-dollar companies get out of paying restitution. There are better ways of handling your pain, my clown friend.
Unfortunately, it's too late. My wife is dying. She has stage 5 testicular cancer.
What?
And
your wife has stage 5 testicular cancer?
My wife has testicular cancer. There's no hope for her. Just like there's no hope for any of you. There will be more train derailments coming down the pipe. All of you guys will be living in 15-minute cities. And instead of eating real food, you will all be eating insects. Ha ha.
That's absolutely horrible. And I really hope that Norfolk Southern doesn't hire you and that they do the right thing and fix all the problems that they caused.
Well, hate to break the news to you, buddy, but all I have to do is pass the drug test and show everyone that I am positive for fentanyl. And I just took a hit of Fetty right before coming on the show. So I will be the new CEO of Norfolk Southern. You will live in this 15-minute city. You will be eating insects. And most importantly, you will own nothing and you will like it.
Bye, Alex. Get out of here, please. You got to rethink this, dude. You need to get out of here before your massive plan for pure devastation of society. That's disgusting, Lila. How terrible is that?
Oh, my gosh. First of all, I have a question. Is that hair natural?
This hair was designed by a special stylist to make me look like what the CEO of Norfolk Southern should look like.
Wow. Well, get out of here. Do not freaking ruin any more lives, Alex the Clown. That's insane. I can't believe that, Lila. That's really freaking me out that we have people out there that actually want humanity
well, you know
to
what?
suffer.
The people of Palestine, Ohio should have thought about that before they voted for Donald Trump. Maybe if they voted for Joe Biden and had some Ukrainian flags in their Twitter bio, maybe we wouldn't have had to crash the train on their land.
That is true. They probably should have had more Ukrainian flags in East Palestine. That is one of the reasons that probably would have helped the train not derail. All right, well, get rid of him. This guy's going insane for the Ukraine, and this show is going nuts, Lila. I can't believe it. We've had the clown on. We've had Roger Stone on. I mean, the show's almost over. I'm about to pee my pants. We're going insane. We have very little time left in the show, so tell the people, what do they need to know, Lila, and how can they support you before we go?
Well, okay, everybody, you guys can find me at lilahart.com, and next week I will be in Pasadena and San Diego with Chrissy Mayer, who will be headlining. I'll be featuring for her, so check out those shows. We're all sold out for Pasadena, but we did add a second show for Saturday in San Diego. Be there. It's going to be awesome. And also, check out my documentaries at lilahart.com/documentary, American History of Voter Fraud and World Death Organization. And also, hi to my mom. My mom is
Hey, Mom, my favorite big booty Filipina. I love the Filipino ladies. We do not give enough respect to the Filipinas that have actually built this country. Lila, why do Americans not support Filipinas enough in this world?
Well, they should. You know, Filipino women are amazing. And honestly, my mother just loves you. Esperanza Hart, big shout out. We love you, Mom.
Esperanza, you made such a great daughter, Lila, who's fearless. And although she was not, dealt the best hand in life, she's been able to overcome what others would actually, consider an option to quit. But Lila will never quit. So Lila, and listen, this isn't a motivational show. I say this all the time. I'm not a role model. You don't want to follow my lead. But tell the people that are struggling right now. There's somebody that's watching this that's depressed. They're sad about their boyfriend leaving them. They're sad that this happened, whatever it may be. But tell the people, how do you overcome the hard times, Lila?
Well, life is a gift. Life really is a gift. I was born with a congenital birth defect called spina bifida. And for those that don't know, that's like being born, it's like a split spine. So when I was born, doctors told my parents that I'd never be able to walk, that I probably wouldn't live past the age of 13, and a whole plethora of things that would happen. Now here I am, 31 years old, about to celebrate my 1-year wedding anniversary with my husband, Eric Avenante, tomorrow.
Wow!
Tomorrow's my wedding anniversary. But just never give up and believe in yourself and continue to speak the truth, because the truth will set you free. And for me, getting up on stage as a comedian for the very first time and being confident with myself and speaking the truth is what set me free, and I have all this confidence now. And I'm so grateful to have met you, Alex, and to be on your show, to be on the Pimp Blimp.
On a blimp, guys. We did it. We went insane. So that's why you guys need to go out there. You got to support Lila. You got to support the independent content creators. You got to go out there and support Roger Stone. You know, he's getting persecuted left and right. So we're lucky that we're able to even exist on YouTube, but you never know, at any minute they can censor us and they can shut us down. So make sure to like and subscribe, follow me, follow Lila, so you can always stay up to date on the latest Primetime 99 Alex Stein drama. And kind of, you know, for this episode, guys, you know, it's episode 6. I know we're kind of, you know, rolling along here, and now episode 7 will be tomorrow, then it'll be episode 8. And I just want to say thank you for being here. I know there's going to be a few growing pains, but I promise you, Prime Time with Alex Stein in due time will be the top show on all of YouTube. I don't care, Timcast. I don't care if you're out there, you got some great YouTube show you think it's going to be better than mine. No way, Jose. Primetime 99 Alex Stein is coming for you. And you know how we end every show, guys? We end the show the same way every time, with that Primetime 99 Alex Stein freestyle finale.
Yeah.
So DJ, let me hear you hit the beat, dog. We're about to get freaky deaky. Yo, I am Prime Time. Let me be like Elvis. Let me shake my pelvis. You know I'm a freak for the vaccine. You know I'm loud like a machine. And you know Lila is my favorite wet dream. I'm a pimp eating shrimp with Lila on a blimp. And I walk with a gimp. And you know I got a limp, 'cause I'm on the gram all the time. And you know I am number 99. Lila, what do you say? Vaccinate the street, vaccinate the gays. I am a pimp on a blimp. And you know my mama is always with me. I don't care what do you see. You see this body at the party. Lift up the skirt, 'cause you know I'm a flirt. I don't want to be a big jerk. Make sure to get Lila's nice merch. I got some too. What you gonna do? Big booty Latina. This is for you. Guys, this is what we gotta do. It's a primetime Alex Stein show. All big booty Latinas. My mom loves big booty Latinas. We all love big booty Latinas. My mom. Mom, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you digital reincarnation of my mom. I'm a pimp on a blimp eating shrimp. This is my mom's leg. This is my mom's leg. We're going insane. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe. We need you to watch the show, or they're gonna fire me. I love you guys. Please, please watch. It's Primetime 99. Peace. Good night. I ended too much earlier.